Credit scores are truly one of the most confusing things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Let's be honest with each other here, okay? If your credit score keeps dropping, even though you're paying your credit card on time, you're not crazy. You're probably not doing anything wrong either, to be honest with you. Millions of people are doing exactly what they were taught to do. Pay on time, avoid late fees, pay their balances off, and they're still watching their scores drop. And here's the crazy part. The banks know why. The credit bureaus know why, but almost nobody explains it. But today I'm going to be breaking down one of the biggest credit score secrets that I wish somebody would have explained to me years ago, because understanding this one concept can completely change how you manage your credit. And if you're trying to buy a house, buy a car, or qualify for premium credit cards, you absolutely need to understand this. So let's talk about why people get confused. Because one of the biggest myths in the personal finance is the idea that if you simply pay your credit cards on time, your credit score will automatically increase. Now, don't get me wrong, payment history is incredibly important. It's actually the largest factor in most credit scoring models, but paying on time is only a part of the equation. And here's what I see all the time. Somebody has a credit card with a $5,000 credit limit, but they put everyday spend on it. Gas, groceries, utilities, maybe a vacation, maybe furniture, maybe a new laptop. The balance grows to $2,000 or $3,000. Then they do the responsible thing. They pay it off before the due date, which is normal and you're not doing anything wrong. But then a week later, they pull their credit scores and suddenly their credit score drops 20, 30, even sometimes 50 points. Then they call me and ask what happened. Like, what happened, Mike? What's going on? My credit score just dropped. And I'm just like, oh my God, here we go. And the answer is almost always the same thing. It always comes down to credit utilization. Credit utilization simply means how much of your available revolving credit you're using. That's what they explain it as. But here's the big but. It's really simply the balances that are reported to the credit bureaus. Yes, so we need to just change that entire definition to the balances that are reported from your credit cards to the credit bureaus. It is literally one of the biggest factors affecting your credit score. Think about it like this. If you have a $10,000 credit limit and you're carrying a $500 reported balance, then your utilization is 5%. Pretty good. And again, that's pretty good, but hold on. I don't even think that's right, but we're just using that as an example, okay? But if you have a $10,000 credit card limit and 6,000 reports, your utilization becomes 60%. Now, from your perspective, you might already have the money sitting in your checking account. You may fully intend to pay it off, but the scoring models don't know that. Scoring models only evaluate what gets reported, and that's where most people get tripped up. I like to call this picture day. Remember back in school when picture day rolled out? Everybody suddenly looked their absolute best. You wore your good clothes, you fixed your hair, because you knew that one picture was going to represent you for the entire year. Your credit card works the exact same way. Every month, your credit card company takes a snapshot. That snapshot occurs on your statement closing date. Whatever balance exists on that date is generally what gets reported to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, not your due date, your statement closing date. There's a huge difference. Let's use an example. You have a $3,000 limit. During the month, you spend $1,000. Your statement closes with a full $1,000 balance. Even if you pay the entire amount weeks later before the due date, the bureaus already saw the $1,000. So they calculate utilization at 33%. And now your score may temporarily drop dramatically, because the moment you cross the threshold of 9% utilization, you start to lose more points. So think about it. You go from 9% all the way to 33%. That's a massive drop. So the question is, when should you pay? Here's the strategy. I teach people to make 2 payments. The first payment, 3 to 5 days before your statement closing date. This is your utilization payment. Your goal is to reduce the reported balance down to somewhere around 1 to 6%, or my favorite, 0 to 6%, because personally, I like seeing between 0 to 3% report on my primary cards. Then make your second payment by the actual due date. This strategy allows you to continue using your cards normally while still optimizing what gets reported. Let's say your credit card limit is $5,000. You spend $2,000. A few days later, the statement closes. You pay $1,900. Now it only reports $100. That's just 2% utilization. Huge difference, same spending, completely different scoring outcome. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Luis. Luis's credit score went up 261 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. And Jency's credit score went up 225 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. But let's not forget James. James's credit score went up 207 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast's link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. So here's a simple rule of thumb. 1 to 6% utilization, excellent. 7 to 9%, still strong. 10 to 29%, generally okay. I don't like saying that, but it's okay. 30% and above, expect massive potential score suppression. And here's something else. 0% utilization isn't always ideal unless you're consistent. That's a key word there. If you pay it off and you report consistently zero balance all the time, then you'll get the maximum points available. Understand that. Because many scoring models like to see at least some type of reported usage. Not how much you actually use, but reported usage balance. Because remember, it's the reported balance. So having one card report a small balance while the rest report zero often produces some excellent results. Or again, unless you're consistent, then you'll see also some excellent results. The key is keeping balances low when they report. Now, before anyone panics because they ran up a balance this month, relax. For most commonly used scoring models, utilization has no memory. That means if your score drops because you financed furniture, bought appliances, paid for travel, or had a major expense, you can typically recover very quickly. I've personally watched people recover dozens of points in a simple reporting cycle. That's basically 30 days, or sometimes 15, depending on when your actual credit card reports. Because once lower balances report, the scoring model updates. This is very different from late payments. Late payments can remain on your report for up to 7 years. Utilization resets monthly. And that's why I tell people not to obsess over their scores every single day. Focus on behaviors, and the scores usually follow. Last part's the most important. Now let's talk about another strategy that a lot of people don't talk about. Increasing your available credit, because utilization is a ratio. You can lower utilization by lowering balances or by increasing limits. Many lenders allow a soft pull for credit limit increases, and a lot of them are absolutely no hard inquiry. So always verify before requesting. Now understand, do not try to do a credit limit increase over the phone. Always do it in the app. If you've been using your card responsibly for 6 months or longer, making on-time payments, and your income has increased, consider requesting an increase. Higher limits create more flexibility. A great example, a $1,000 reported balance on a $3,000 limit equals 33% utilization. The same balance on a $20,000 limit equals only 5%. Massive difference. Now let me give you the biggest mistakes I see. Number 1, waiting until the due date to pay. Number 2, maxing out a card for rewards and forgetting about the statement date. And number 3, opening multiple cards at once. And number 4, ignoring statement closing dates completely. Number 5, closing old positive accounts unnecessarily. Number 6, panic paying collections before validating them. Understanding the rule of the game changes everything. Listen, credit isn't complicated once you understand how the system actually works. The problem is most people were never taught. If you take nothing else from today's video, remember this: your due date matters, but your statement closing date matters just as much. Manage what gets reported, keep utilization low, and pay on time, and stay consistent. Do that long enough and you'll put yourself in an excellent position to build elite credit. And if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here, because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with the 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.